Hey, what's going on, guys? Doug DeMarco here, and man, it has been a long weekend. I just got back from 2 conventions in St. Louis, and good lords, I think I got the con crud. But went to, like I said, I went to 2 conventions in St. Louis. Went to Contamination. I've never been to this convention before. I've kind of heard some things about it. It's really low key. They don't do a lot of advertising, which I hardly didn't see anybody there. I was there Friday, a little bit of Saturday. It's a sci-fi / horror style convention. Really small. It was in the size of, say, a high school gymnasium, and a couple outlier rooms for panels and such. But they had 5 of the cast members from Battlestar Galactica. Now, not the new Battlestar Galactica that you kids watch. The Battlestar Galactica that I watched as a kid. Long time ago in the 70s. So, I love me some posters. And I got a bunch of signatures on my Battlestar Galactica poster. The popular ones that you guys are going to know are, we got Starbuck, Apollo, Sheba's on here, but she's not on the actual poster. Boomer, BG. Awesome. So this will be a nice piece to add to my collection. But I said it was also a horror convention, so I picked up something that I've been looking for quite a long time. Now, when I look for stuff, I don't just go out to eBay and buy it, because to me, that just kind of defeats the purpose of having it. I mean, if I can just order shit on eBay, 1, I don't know if it's original. You can't trust half the shit on there, especially poster-wise. And 2, I like finding it in the wild. A lot like collecting vinyl records. You can order anything you want online, but to find it in the wild, in a store, just smack the hell out of my little spit guard here. Good lords. Is a thing. Okay, so here's the other poster I picked up that I've been looking for quite a while. This is a movie that is a terrible movie. It's just a popcorn flick, terrible movie from '77. This is The Incredible Melting Man. Look at that bad boy. The first new horror creature, The Incredible Melting Man. Come prepared. Now this poster's in terrible shape. It's been folded. A lot of the posters went out to the theaters like that. But it is a complete single-sided, original poster from '77. Paid $30 for it. Can't beat that with a stick. Now, for those of you who don't know what Incredible Melting Man is, it has been lampooned by, I think, both Mystery Science Theater 3000 and the guys over at Red Letter Media. I would check out, do the little Google searches, and check both of those out. They'll give you a good gist of it. It's a fun movie. I've always liked the movie. I don't know why, but it's in that kind of 50s kind of era horror creature feature movie that kind of, brought me to it. It's a good movie. You should check it out. Now, moving on to the other convention I went to the St. Louis Comic-Con, which is different than the other St. Louis Comic-Cons. This one has been presented by MightyCon. Now, this was a little bit larger convention. They had Tom Nguyen, George Perez, I'm forgetting a couple names. A couple other names. CBCS was doing the slabbing for comics, which is probably better than CGC. I'm really not looking forward to making that video. The CGC book video, documenting all the waves and the bad cases and destroying books. I don't know. Let's not talk about that, though. Let's talk about books. When I was there, I picked me up a short run of, say, 8 Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos books from between 20 and 30, so knocked out that part of the collecting run. I have a soft spot for romance comics, which some of you seen some of my other videos. You saw I had a Millie #2, but also DC. And you can pick these up cheap, as seen right here. Here's a Young Romance 186 from '72. $20 on it. I paid $15. That's cheaper than slabbing fees. And that's 8.5. A Young Romance 83, 7.5. $20 sticker on it. I picked them $15. I picked them both up for $30. This one has a slight crack in the case, but I'll be damned if I recase it in those new cases. So She'll stick with the crack of the case for a while until they get that shit lined out. The one problem both of these conventions had was advertising and air conditioning. Sweet fucking Jesus. I mean, if you're going to have an air conditioning in mid-June, you have to make sure your air conditioning is on point. The air conditioning at MightyCon, the Comic-Con, wasn't too bad. It's just, there was a lot of people there, a lot more people than I was expecting. And I don't think everybody really understands just how thermodynamics work and humidity with people. Because right now, all of us are, 100 degree, batteries. That's all we are. We're walking around 100 degree heaters. You get a bunch of us together, it raises the temperature of the room, and it creates humidity. Now, you have to have air conditioning. The St. Louis Contamination didn't I was there for about 2 hours and I was sweating balls, and there were some guys in the artist alley who were just drenched in sweat. I left. I don't know if they actually got it fixed or not, but it was terrible. And it was a lot better convention than what I was really expecting. Although they had some small convention problems. So, as I stated before in another video, I've actually done consulting for some conventions, like Walker Stalker Con. Because they've had problems with their artist alley and basically having something to do after you've walked around for 5 minutes. Because a lot of these conventions, they don't plan ahead. They don't forethink of what you need to do. And also, both of them did something I really, really hate. These. If you're going to have a wristband, that's fine. But have a lanyard and a badge. Have something that says, hey, look at me, I'm at a convention. That's not for really the convention. These are for the convention. The badge is so you can walk around after the convention and people see, hey, what's that? Oh, there's a comic book convention back up there. Oh, really? Well, that sounds neat. I like superheroes. Where's that at? And it involves something that you can, throw in your closet. Oh, I've been going to this convention since '96. See, I got the badge for it. It's just a little aesthetic thing that makes people happy, and it's literally a piece of paper printed out and laminated. That's as difficult or as hard as you need to get. I just don't understand it. Nobody I saw, they even did these, they haven't had these for the artists and guests. It was just your little wristband. If you're going to be at a convention for 3 days, this thing fucking reeks after 2. A day and a half, especially in summer, and this thing starts to reek. You can wash it all you want, but this is paper, and it just keeps smells and bacteria in. This thing's nasty. You need to correct yourself. Oh, I think that's about it, really. Advertising for conventions it's one thing that really gets me. If I'm driving to your convention from 2 hours away, and I have your local radio station on, and a couple radio stations, and I don't hear any advertisements, why? Why would you not advertise at least on radio? It's cheap, it's economical, and it gets to a ton of people. I don't get it. There was no advertisements in papers. There was no even internet advertisements. That's the big problem. I mean, you're losing this big chunk of people who don't even know you had a convention. I don't know. I don't get it. And for those people like me who, like to fucking spend money on stupid shit, offer a VIP pass. I could have easily got through with a day pass on both of these conventions, but I really like supporting local conventions. Or, local within reason. To me, I'll buy a weekend pass. I may only go 1 day, but that's a full weekend pass. Trying to help support that convention. Put a VIP pass, get in 30 minutes early, maybe give a one-time use ticket for, say, a signature, like, hey, George Perez is a big ticket draw. If you buy our VIP, you'll get in line first, and you'll have a guaranteed signature. Boom. That's worth it. George Perez is always backed up. I mean, that man is an awesome guy. He'll take pictures with everybody. He'll chat your head off. And he'll take some time. Nothing bad with George Perez. I love that man. He does great work. I got a bunch of his art, but he loves to talk. His wife wasn't there though, which kind of surprising. Usually his wife's there with him when he comes to St. Louis. He's the last 2 times. Anyways, back to St. Louis Contamination. There's not really much I can say. It was a neat thing. I don't think I'll be going back to it, simply because there just wasn't enough there for me, and there was no VIP program. It was hot, sweaty, and the place they had it in, unfortunately, was, I don't know how to really put it. It was a great hotel in the past. For those of you from St. Louis or from around St. Louis, it was at the Stratford Inn. Now, this place was a large, kind of a colonial style inn. It was pretty awesome. They've had concerts there. They've had wrestling events there. It was a go-to place. But unfortunately, it looks like it's definitely fallen on some hard times. It's one of those, I guess, week-long stay, week or month-long stay hotels now where people just kind of live there. Their bar was shut down. I didn't see any events going on. The place was kind of run down a little bit in a bad part of town in Fenton. It's just one of those things. They probably got the area cheap, which is why they took it, which, I can't blame that at all. But they should really think about moving that somewhere else, getting some advertising, getting some sponsors, really focus on going out on it. Mighty Con will fix their own problems. They're a huge conglomerate, who take over conventions. Yeah, they'll figure it out, or they'll die and something else will get them. But it's these littler conventions that I really like to look at and like, man, you need some help. Good Lord, you need some help. And it's easy, small stuff too. Anyways, that was about it for me. Hey, look at me, look what I got. I love going to conventions because you're always surrounded by like-minded people, and there's always something to talk about. So, if you don't have anything to do one weekend, go to a convention. Even if it's not a convention that you may like. Maybe you don't like horror movies. Go to a horror movie convention anyway. Just people watch. It is amazing. And it's fun. Alright guys. Thanks for watching. And you be awesome.